Hey and welcome to the MX5 guide on Oschersleben in iRacing. This is probably the most difficult track of the season. In the MX5 it's a power track, which means that you will spend a lot of time on the throttle. This means that you won't have many opportunities to recover from mistakes, and any mistakes you make will add up and snowball into a big time loss. On top of that, it's almost impossible to overtake around here, so you know what you practice for. In case you didn't know, you can also practice against my ghost car. You can find the lab files on the community Discord, which is linked in the description down below, and you can also find the telemetry on Garage 61. Position the car on the right edge of the track and lift when you reach the connecting pathway on the right. Once you are off the throttle, you want to turn in towards the upcoming inside curb. Once you are on the curb, you want to straighten the wheel because you want to use the space between both inside curbs to slow the car down. So straighten the wheel to keep the car stable, go hard on the brakes and shift down into second gear. Transition into trail braking as you drive into the second apex of the turn and keep pushing the car towards the curb. You want to be patient off the throttle and only start accelerating once you know that you will hit the exit. Use the pathway on the right as marker again to turn in, hit the brakes and shift down into first gear. Downshifting in this turn can be very tricky because you need to control the sideways momentum of the car. If you follow my guides, then you already know the first trick, which is a manual blip. You want to step on the throttle for a split second, at the same time you are shifting down to stabilize the car. And the second trick I can give you is if you struggle a lot with the downshift into the first gear, then you can simply stay in the second gear. You don't lose a lot of time, it's only like a half tenth. So don't force the downshift into first, stay in second and hit a clean exit. We are heading onto a very long straight, which is why it's important that you are aggressive on the throttle when you exit this turn. Otherwise it will take you longer to reach your top speed and you will lose time, which you will never catch up. So attack the inside, and once you reach the inside curb you want to pick up the throttle again and keep increasing it for a smooth exit. We are heading into a high speed section, so double check if your tires are right on the white line to hit a wide entry. We don't care about the first apex of this double left-hander here. We want to use it to set the car up for the second apex. That's why you want to leave a bit of space on the inside when you enter. This allows you to carry more speed into the turn and be more aggressive on the throttle around the second apex. Once you turn in here, you want to get off the throttle and coast into the first half of the turn. Attack the second curb, and once you know that you will hit it, you want to step on the throttle and accelerate towards the hairpin. Once you touch this little inside curb, you want to straighten the wheel, hit the brakes and shift down into second gear. Hit a tight entry, transition into trail braking and keep pushing the car to the inside. You want to control your speed, and once you feel like you are too slow to hold the inside line, you want to start accelerating again to push the car out of the turn. Attack the inside curbs but stay away from this grassy part. The moment you touch it, you will receive an incident point. Attack the first curb of the chicane to set the car up for the second one. Lift before you reach the second curb, and if you check the bottom, you can see that I have a very tiny input on my brakes. I'm doing it to give myself an easier time into the exit because I'm carrying a bit too much speed into the turn. But I want to point out that you won't need this brake input unless you're driving low 38s. If you are driving high 38s, 39s or higher, then you won't need to touch the brakes. Lifting will be enough. But if you are driving low 38s or even pushing into 37s, then this tiny brake input can be a game changer. It gives you a bit more control over the car, which makes the exit more consistent and easier to hit. Fully attack the second curb of the chicane. Just make sure that you stay with two wheels on the colored part of the curb, then you won't receive an incident point. On the exit you want to attack the inside curb and start engaging the throttle again. You want to try to go flat out as soon as you know that you won't go wide on the exit to carry as much speed as you can onto the long straight. Position the car on the left edge of the track, hit the brakes when the bridge hits the top of your screen, and shift down into third gear. Get back on the throttle as soon as you touch the curb and keep pushing the car to the right edge of the track to set it up for the upcoming left-hander. If you got the car far enough to the right, then you won't need to brake for the next turn. Lift when you reach this little pathway on the right side and turn in towards the next inside curb. We are still in a high speed section of the track, so don't forget to be aggressive on the throttle and slam it down as soon as you know that you will hit the apex. This crane on the right is your marker for the second last turn. You want to turn in and lift when you reach it, attack the inside curb and be aggressive on the throttle again. You want to use the space here and drive with two wheels into the pit entry to hit a wider entry into the turn and use the pit entry line as marker for braking. Shift down into second gear and hit a smooth line through the last turn. You can find the whole uncut lap in the description and please don't forget to leave a like. I wish you all the best for the next weekend. See you next time!